gamble on Gabe? I mean, does he really want to gamble on Aurora and Gwen? And I mean, it's a gamble.
The so-called Brown family legacy is falling apart, but this time it's not Christine, not Janelle, it's Madison. The daughter who used to keep her head down, be nice and remain silent, just shook social media to its core. Because when Madison Brush went online last week, she wasn't there to post family pictures or recipe advice. She was there to incinerate what's left of her father's phony reputation. No filters, no politeness, no respect your elders, just truth. And the internet has not stopped shaking since. You see, fans have been watching Cody Brown tell the same old story, the hurt patriarch, the misunderstood man who simply wanted love and fidelity. But behind that worn guise, his own kids have been watching. And after all the things that have transpired, Madison finally lost it. She labeled her dad, the self-described man of faith and family, what a lot of fans have been, whispering about for years, a loser, and then she went after the woman who's been at the center of every Brown family blow-up since 2010, Robyn Brown. Or as Madison so nicely put it, the liar who destroyed this family. Those 3 words made it a peaceful night turn into pandemonium. In minutes, Madison's name was trending on Reddit, Twitter, and TikTok. Fans were reeling. This wasn't some anonymous leak or cryptic subtweet. This was Cody's own daughter going on record with the truth. And that wasn't all. Madison's tantrum wasn't incidental. It was coordinated, to perfection. Hours prior to TLC releasing its new Sister Wives promo, the one that aimed to market Cody and Robyn's redemption story. You know which one. Hushed piano strings, a close-up of Robyn in tears, and Cody feigning to have learned something about love and heartache. Madison wasn't having it. She laid it bare for what it was. A last-ditch PR maneuver to fix an image that's already past salvaging. Her statement comes crashing down like a sledgehammer. If Robyn's talking, she's lying. Boom. The illusion shattered like that. Because here's the thing. Madison's got receipts. She's endured the manipulation, the guilt trips, the emotional gaslighting. She knows precisely what occurs when the cameras are turned off. And when she opens her mouth, fans are listening. Not because she's being dramatic, but because she's believable. Let's be clear. This wasn't Madison seeking clout or fanning drama for clicks. This was years of silence shattering, a grown adult woman finally speaking out against the dysfunction. She was raised in the timing. Couldn't have been worse. Right when Cody and Robyn were about to release another new Beginnings episode, complete with discussion of family, healing, and fresh starts, Madison dropped her truth bomb, and within hours, the internet turned against them. Fans flooded TLC's social media pages. Madison said what we've all been thinking. She's the only one telling the truth. Cody's losing control, one kid at a time. It wasn't just a bad look. It was a total credibility collapse. For over a decade, Cody's entire persona has been built on authority. He calls himself a leader, a father, a man of vision. But what kind of leader can't even keep his own children's respect? And the cruel irony? It's his own parenting that destroyed his image because this family... Man doesn't have a family anymore, as not one that wants him around. Christine's gone, Janelle's done, Mary's a ghost, and now the children, the very thing Cody swore he was fighting for, are turning their backs as well. Madison's status wasn't merely a shot. It was an announcement. She's no longer covering for him. And here's what actually lit the fuse. The newest TLC promo had Cody and Robyn sitting in their living room, peddling their newest excuse for needing a larger house. The same old worn-out excuses. Near the college, near the church. Better for the children, but no one was fooled. And neither was Madison, because this is not the first time that Cody and Robyn have coded their shopping sprees in family values. It's their go-to script. Each new beginning neatly concludes with greater space, greater funds, and greater separation from everyone else. It's not about family. It's about control. And Madison was aware of that. So while TLC's promo department was prepping the queue for their heartwarming new chapter promo, Madison turned the tables in real time. Her words raised the illusion before it ever hit the airwaves. Fans began to connect the dots. If the new home is all about family being together, then why don't any of the older children come visit? Why haven't they laid eyes on Cody in months? Why do all family homes become Cody, Robyn, and the kids? Because the reality is this. The family on Sister Wives no longer exists, and Madison's had enough of faking it. What makes this moment truly powerful is who Madison is. She's not the loudmouthed rebel like Christine. She's not the confessional queen who craves the camera. She's the quiet one, the one who used to keep her head down. So when she finally speaks out, it means something. This isn't just another cycle of gossip. This is a turning point. For years, Cody and Robyn have taken their cue from silence, the unwritten code that the kids don't speak out. But Madison just broke that code, and already, fans are wondering who's next. Because if one Brown kid talks, the rest of them may too. And when that occurs, Cody and Robyn's whole, carefully constructed image, the loving couple riding out the storm, won't last the week. The social media backlash is just the start, because behind every Madison post is a tale of betrayal, favoritism, and emotional combat the show only suggests, and what's about to come will reveal just how deep it gets. Cody's house of deceit isn't just cracking, it's crumbling, and Madison's not finished speaking, she's just begun. The internet witnessed the eruption, but what they did not witness was the foundation. Because Madison Brush did not wake up one morning and decide to blow her top on her dad. This was years in the making. It began slowly. Years before the Instagram updates. Years before the news. Years before anyone would ever dream of calling Robyn a liar out loud. Madison had been hints for years. Faint initially, a tone in her interviews, a brief response when Cody's name was mentioned, then more extended silences, until at last, silence became something cutting. You see, Madison's one of the few Brown children who saw both sides. The tumult of her parents' plural marriage, and the reality of what came next. She watched her mom, Janelle, living in an RV to cut costs while Cody and Robyn lounged in a $2 million home financed on family funds. She watched her brothers, Gabe and Garrison, being forced out of the family house for disrespecting Cody's authority, while Robyn's children received brand new cars and tuition payments. She watched her dad prioritize comfort over connection time and time again. And at some point, she couldn't pretend otherwise. For years, Madison played peacekeeper. She tried to be the bridge, the one who kept communication alive between Janelle and Cody. Even after the fallout with Christine, even after the pandemic fight that tore the family apart, Madison tried to stay neutral. But neutrality doesn't work in Cody Brown's world. Because in Cody's eyes, neutrality is betrayal. If you're not on his side, you're against him. And when Madison finally broke out of her habit of blindly agreeing with his interpretation of things, the turning began. Cody began painting her as difficult. Robyn was telling others that Madison didn't get the family dynamic, and the reserved daughter found herself being picked on. In private, it deteriorated. Madison no longer came around as much. Calls dwindled. Then Cody quit calling altogether. The fellow who would show up for family barbecues, birthdays, and holidays just disappeared. No visits to catch up with his grandkids, no birthday messages, no check-in calls, nothing. Then the rumors began. By season 19, Cody was informing cameras that his grown children were disrespectful, that they opted for space. He said he'd tried to reach out, but they weren't interested. Fans didn't pay much attention until Madison's posts revealed the truth, because that one line, "Your dad telling lies about you for the whole world to hear teaches you right fast," said it all. Cody wasn't missing. He was rewriting history, making his abandonment victimhood, reversing the script so he would be the hurt father and his children would be ungrateful. That shattered. Madison, imagine to hear your dad lie about you to millions of people, and know he'll never ever apologize. Imagine seeing him sob on TV on national television over the loss of his children when you're sitting at home going, "You didn't lose us. You left us. That ain't frustration. That's betrayal." Madison had waited too long. She kept quiet during the pandemic fights, through the favoritism, through her brother's public blow-up with Cody. She remained quiet when Garrison referred to their dad as a coward. She remained quiet when Gabe teared up discussing how Cody had confided to cameras that she didn't recognize Cody anymore. But when Cody began using their suffering to enhance his public image, that was it. The silence ended. Since Madison's breaking point was the same week Cody and Robyn began their current PR campaign, the New Chapter Initiative. 2-part special on their healing journey, on rebuilding the family, on honoring Garrison's memory. Except, they weren't rebuilding anything. They were selling tragedy as TV. Cody was out here discussing how grief changes a man, how he finally knew what family means, when in fact, he hadn't spoken to half his children in more than a year, and the woman who sat next to him, weeping her practiced tears, the same one who'd spent decades keeping him apart from all the rest, Robyn Brown, so-called peacemaker, the victim of everyone else's cruelty, innocent wife who always played by the rules. Madison wasn't having it. She knows Robyn's game. She's seen her manipulate stories, use tears as a weapon, and turn every argument into an assault. She's witnessed her wield guilt like a scalpel, sharp, silent, but lethal. So when fans simply asked Madison point blank whether Robyn had ever called to make amends, she didn't mince words. Her response was a bolt of lightning. Robyn is a liar. The end. No tact, no filter, just reality. Then she doubled down. If her mouth is moving, she's manipulating in such a calculated manner that you won't know up from down. She is a liar to an extent I have yet to see duplicated. The internet stood still. This wasn't rumor anymore. This was confirmation from within the family itself. The moment that hit the timeline, the talk changed. Fans ceased asking, "What happened to the Browns?" and began wondering, how much longer can Cody and Robyn keep lying? Because Madison didn't just call them out. She removed the final veneer of delusion, that this was ever a family issue. It's not. It's a pattern of control, of manipulation, of silence. And Madison's finished keeping silent. Her followers inundated her DMs, messages of solidarity, tales of their own toxic families, daughters saying, "Thank you for saying what we couldn't." Madison reposted one. Just one, it read, "Healing runs in families too." One brave person stands up and says, "This ends with me." That's what this is about. Not revenge. Not gossip. Healing. Madison's not trying to ruin her parents. She's trying to end the harm, to teach her own children what boundaries are, what accountability is, what truth is. Because if Cody Brown ever did teach her anything, it's what not to be. And the irony? All his braying about being the head of the family, and it's his daughter, and not him, who's taking charge at last. But the question now isn't so much what Madison said, it's what she's going to say next. Because according to several sources, Madison isn't finished talking. She's been approached by networks, by podcasters, even by her brothers and sisters, to tell her story in its entirety. And that's where the fun begins. Because if Madison speaks out beyond Instagram, if she sits for a tell-all or a sit-down interview, the Brown Empire won't simply crack, it'll shatter. In part 3, we explore that fallout, and how Madison's words caused the largest behind-the-scenes freak-out TLC has experienced in years. The second Madison's words were out on the internet, TLC panicked. You could have felt the ripple course through their headquarters, phone, calls, emails. Dozens of producers scrambling to cover up a fire they never saw coming. Because Madison's rant wasn't just some family drama fluke, it was a blow directly against the credibility of the show. And that's the one thing TLC can't ever lose. For over a decade, Sister Wives has sold the illusion of authenticity. A broken but real family. A story about faith, choice, and healing. But now, one of the main player's own daughters just told millions of people it's all fake. Behind the scenes, it was chaos. Producers called emergency meetings with PR damage control teams, drafted statements that never saw the light of day. Even the showrunner called the Brown family group chat, pleading with them to hold off on public comments. Too late. Because Madison's tweet had already gone viral. Thousands of fans were posting screenshots, analyzing every line, quoting her word for word. It was no longer gossip. It was proof. Each time Cody and Robyn claimed they were misunderstood, Madison's words played in tandem with them like a fact check. If her mouth is moving, she's lying. If he's speaking, he's faking. The real truth was out, and nobody was accepting the TLC version anymore. While the network did everything they could to get ahead of it, Cody was spinning out of control. Sources close to production say Cody learned about Madison's post from one of the producers in a text message, and when he read it, he lost it. Witnesses reported that he raged through the Flagstaff house for almost an hour, complaining about betrayal and disrespect. He referred to Madison as ungrateful. He blamed Janelle for poisoning her children, and, naturally, he blamed Christine for encouraging rebellion. Because in Cody's universe, the issue is never ever him. It's always someone else, Robyn. On the other hand, fell right into damage control. She phoned producers directly. She asked if they could cut Madison out of future flashbacks. She proposed perhaps editing around any reference to her family. But the producers were aware of the truth. They couldn't edit reality, Madison's. Words were already larger than the show, and this wasn't merely about hurt, feelings. This was about a brand in crisis. TLC has millions, invested in sister wives' ad contracts, streaming rights, syndication overseas. The show may be tanking in ratings, but it's still profitable, and Madison's viral social media posts were threatening that pipeline. Because when one Brown speaks, others listen, and TLC is aware that if Madison continues to talk, the rest of the family may finally spill. Christine's already penned a bestseller. Janelle's teased one of her own. Mykelti and Aspen have their podcast. And now Madison, she's the wild card, the one who can take the entire story off camera and onto the internet, where TLC has no jurisdiction. So, just 24 hours into Madison's social media firestorm, TLC had a closed-door session. Producers, PR representatives, lawyers, all in a single room. The agenda: defend the brand no matter what. Step 1. Spin it. Step 2. Isolate Madison. Step 3. Re-image. Cody, quickly. They had to remind consumers who the hero was supposed to be, so they aired old footage, gentle confessional scenes, and shots that portrayed Cody as introspective rather than manipulative. You know the type. Him sitting on the porch by himself, acting like he's thinking about his errors, grumbling about losing touch, and trying to be a better man. It's all for show, and fans are aware of this. For while TLC was editing sympathy into the program, Madison was uploading genuineness to the internet, and viewers always choose real over scripted. Cody's reaction to all this only made matters worse. After his first breakdown, he chose to record an impromptu statement, something the network could make public to the tabloids, a father's side of the story. But the outcome was disastrous. Sources claim Cody sat before the camera, bloodshot-eyed and meandering. He attempted to be calm, but his rage kept surfacing. He labeled Madison's remarks painful, then at once blamed her for being influenced by outside forces. He asserted she'd misunderstood his motives. Then he threw in the line that had producers begging to cut the feed. I've always been there for my kids, even when they weren't there for me. Fans would have eaten him alive for that. So TLC shelved the footage. Robyn, however, wasn't done scheming. She wanted to go, live. She told producers that fans needed to hear her heart, that she wanted to clear the air and set the record straight. They said no. Even TLC is aware a Robyn livestream is a PR grenade because every time she speaks, the narrative collapses, and Madison was aware of that too. Her second post made that obvious. She posted a plain black screen with white text. No response is the loudest response. That sentence cut Cody more deeply than anything else, because she wasn't just not playing his game, she was closing it. No interviews, no calls, no pretend apologies. Silence, and silence is strength. Behind closed doors, TLC pleaded with Cody to apologize, to call Madison, to give something genuine, anything, to stop the backlash. He didn't. He said, "She'll come around. They always do." But they didn't. Janelle stood with Madison in public. Christine liked her post. Even Mike Kelty quietly reposted it with an enigmatic, "She said it." It wasn't a family feud anymore. It was a full-blown uprising. And Cody, for once, had no one left to blame. But here's the twist. Madison's tantrum didn't merely call out Cody and Robyn's hypocrisy. It called out the networks as well. Because while TLC pretended to be objective storytellers, Madison reminded everyone that they're in on it, too. They've been editing and spinning. This family's suffering for profit. And now one of their own has torn the curtain down. The internet's viewing. Differently now, they're no longer viewing characters. They're viewing survivors of manipulation, struggling to take back their truth. And that's a narrative. No producer can dictate. But Cody's response to this change, that's when it takes a turn for the dark. Because sources maintain the meltdown that ensued wasn't just verbal. He's spiraling, withdrawn, obsessive. Discussing losing his legacy. Being betrayed by blood. He's calling old buddies. He's calling pastors. He's even calling TLC execs, imploring another special. Something to tell his side. But here's the thing. The world's already heard his side for 15 seasons, and nobody's believing it anymore. Then, we expose how Madison's truth ignited a movement, and why TLC's ratings surge could mark the end of the road for the network's biggest hit. The next morning after Madison's post, Sister Wives fandom woke up changed. Illusion was shattered. The curtain had fallen, and for the first time, even the most dedicated defenders of Cody and Robyn had ceased defending. TLC's social media pages were filled with one word: enough. Enough lies, enough manipulation, enough pretending this was a family worth cheering on. Because Madison didn't just call out her parents. She broke the fourth wall. She informed viewers what many had long guessed, that all on screen is staged, that every cry, every new beginning, every family sit-down is staged to maintain Cody and Robyn's reputation, not reveal the truth. And the viewers weren't watching the show anymore. They were investigating it. Every clip was being picked apart. Every frame slowed down. Fans were pitting Madison's statements against images of the show, parallel timelines, revealing contradictions, highlighting the deceit. The verdict was devastating. The Browns weren't dysfunctional. They were untruthful. In a span of 2 days, TLC's official teaser for the upcoming season got ratioed. Thousands of dislikes, comment turned off, hashtags such as boycott sister wives and justice for the kids trending on TikTok. The network underplayed one factor: the devotion of fans to the truth. For years, fans lingered with Sister Wives because it had a sense of reality. The heartache, the pandemonium, the uncomfortable silence, all of it reflected real families suffering. But when Madison broke that spell, individuals realized they'd been given fiction packaged in reality, and they were outraged. On the back end, TLC's metrics team validated the hit. The teaser trailer performed slightly less than 60% below expectations, engagement on the official Sister Wives. Instagram crashed overnight. Even light viewers were posting things like, "I can't watch this after what Madison said." And this show is finished. It's exploitation at this point. Cody's reputation was imploding in real time. And Robyn's? Worse, Madison's quote, "If her mouth is moving, she's lying," was memed. Footage of Robyn crying was edited repeatedly with titles like Oscar-worthy performance and liar in action. Even neutral sister, Wives fan sites turned on her. The web had decided. Robyn wasn't misinterpreted. She was manipulative, and for once fans weren't split. They united against her. Within Flagstaff, the tension was excruciating. Neighborhooders claimed that the Browns' residence fell, silent. Robyn ceased to be spotted at her regular grocery shop. Cody canceled plans to go to church events. Even their children ceased to show up in town photos. Meanwhile, Janelle and Christine prospered. Christine uploaded a new picture with David, smiling, free. Janelle posted a cooking video and wrote, Peace is priceless. Fans inundated both their sites with support. Thank you for raising strong daughters. Madison's courage came from you, finally. The truth is prevailing. But as the women bade farewell to the ordeal, Cody retreated to solitude. Sources claim he hardly ventures out of the house anymore. He spends hours online, browsing through forums, reading comments on himself. He's obsessed with the narrative, angry that he's lost control of it. He's reportedly reached out to production multiple times, demanding they clear his name on air, but TLC is trapped. If they protect Cody, they lose viewers. If they side with Madison, they lose their star. It's a lose-lose, and the walls are closing in fast. Here's the crazy part. Sources reveal that the network had been secretly developing a Sister Wives redemption spin-off featuring Cody and Robyn. The idea? A couple rebuilding after loss. It was set to start filming in 2026. But following Madison's viral tempest, the project was put on the back burner indefinitely. No one wants to witness redemption from individuals who won't speak the truth. And then, the coup de grace. Christine liked a fan post stating, Madison did something her mother couldn't do. She ended Cody's reign. With that one click, rumor became reality. The family is no longer broken. It's done. Madison didn't just bring down her father. She ended the illusion of sister wives. Because the moment a child says truth to their parents' falsehoods, the whole thing falls apart. And that's what fans are watching now. Not a family, but the ashes of what used to be one. The fallout didn't stop online. Brands started pulling out of TLC. Partnerships, podcast hosts refused, interviews with Cody and Robyn. Even TLC's advertising partners reportedly called for narrative, reevaluation, translation. Make it stop before it kills the franchise. And through it all, Madison stayed quiet. No new postings. No interviews. Just one story stuck to her profile. A few simple words. Silence doesn't mean defeat. It means I already won. It's the type of line that makes you shiver when you read it because you know she's correct. She didn't need to scream. She didn't need to prove herself. All she needed to do was tell the truth once, and it killed everything else that was false around it. But hidden behind that victory, there's a price. Because while the world online is applauding Madison's bravery, the personal consequences within the Brown household are volatile. Brothers and sisters are aligning themselves. Contracts are on the line. And Cody? He's going to take a desperate measure. Something that might finally propel the story off social media and into the courtroom. Because when a man like Cody Brown loses control, he doesn't surrender, he takes up arms. When the narcissists lose control, they don't say sorry. They strike back. And that's just what Cody Brown did next. The moment TLC started to pull away from him, Cody quit attempting to repair his reputation and began attempting to retaliate against the individuals who busted him. That equated to one thing: threats of legal action. Sources close to production say Cody spent the next 72 hours talking to lawyers on the phone. Not divorce lawyers. Not family lawyers. He set out to find reputation protection experts. The type of experts who write cease and desist letters quicker than you can reload Instagram. His strategy? Shut Madison up. Get control of the narrative. Get back in the spotlight. But there was an issue. Madison hadn't uttered a word that was libelous. Every sentence she wrote was based on her own experience. And as one lawyer reportedly instructed Cody in his face, you can't sue somebody for telling the truth. That drove him crazy. He phoned producers. He phoned TLC executives. He even attempted to call Madison herself twice. Reply. She blocked his number. He left a voicemail. Despite it, the recording leaked. Fans heard him tell, "You think you can ruin me on social media? I created this family. I made your mom who she is. I made you all famous." That line was the end of sympathy for Cody Brown. Even his last defenders online couldn't condone it, because in one sentence, he laid it all out: his ego, his control, his blindness. He still thought this family was there for him, that without him, none of them meant anything, but in the real world, he's the one nobody wants to be around. By that weekend, His phone calls to TLC were no longer requests. They were demands. He wanted an entire tell-all episode. He wanted Madison's comments brought up on air. He needed Robyn at his side, weeping, pleading his integrity. TLC didn't. The lawyers intervened and informed Cody that the contract of the show granted editorial discretion to the network, not to him. They own his image, not his reality. That stung more than Madison's post. Cody finally understood he didn't own anything. Not his story, not his children, not even the show he constructed his life from. And that's when, an insider says, the actual breakdown commenced. Cody allegedly sequestered himself in his Flagstaff office for 2 days. No filming. No phone calls, no talking. Robyn was crying in the driveway, pacing back and forth on the phone with producers, muttering things like, he's not eating, he's shutting down. When he finally emerged, it was not to make amends. It was to strike out anew. He wrote an outraged email to the network brass, calling them out for encouraging rebellion and marketing disrespectful children. He said that TLC was rewarding bad behavior by giving Madison a soapbox rather than standing up for his legacy. The network's response was frigid. They gently reminded him that Sister Wives was reality TV, and in life, sometimes the truth hurts. Next came the bombshell. TLC formally suspended production on season 21. They didn't cancel it. They didn't make a statement. They simply quietly shut down production. That's industry jargon for we're finished, but we don't want to say it just yet. And so suddenly, the show that was initially an experiment in polygamy and evolved into a full-fledged cultural phenomenon was basically killed. Cody's empire, based on faith and family, imploded beneath its own hypocrisy. But here's the part that gets even uglier. Days after the production halt, Robyn streamed live on a tiny private Facebook group for fans. Unapproved, unsanitized, and tearful. She wept, of course, but this time, the tears didn't work, because instead of sympathy, viewers filled the comments with one hard word: liar. She ended the stream after 6 minutes. No one believed her. Meanwhile, Madison did the opposite of everybody's expectations. She remained quiet. No follow-ups, no interviews, just a final post. Some people need the spotlight. Others just need peace. I'll take peace. And that silence became louder than any interview could have been. Because fans realized something chilling. Madison had nothing left to prove. She'd exposed everything. Cody's manipulation, Robyn's lies, TLC's spin, and now, everyone was watching them fall apart in real time. Cody's old friends in the church stopped answering his calls. Even the Brown sons, once neutral, started cutting ties. Peden put up a cryptic TikTok stating, "You can't rebuild what was never real." Those words struck like a sledgehammer, because that's reality. There never was a family. There was a man, his ego, and a camera crew, and now the cameras were gone. By early winter, Cody and Robyn officially lived off camera. Their McMansion was mortgaged to the hilt, Coyote Pass. The fantasy land that was meant to bring the family together stood vacant, overrun with weeds, and up for sale. Fans began to refer to it as the empty kingdom, a metaphor for Cody's existence. All property, no people. But Madison was flourishing. Her social media added hundreds of thousands. She began to work with family advocacy organizations, talking low-key about generational trauma, parent manipulation, and emotional boundaries. As a survivor, not as a celebrity, she no longer needed to be on a show to be heard. She had something more powerful: credibility. And that's what killed Cody the most. Because for years, he had demanded obedience. He had required silence. He received truth instead. Now, he's a man without friends, without cameras, and without power. And for the first time in his life, the spotlight he once coveted is the last thing he desires. The Browns' drama isn't ending with yet another staged reunion or comeback story. It's ending precisely the way that it started, with one individual having the courage to speak truth. Only this time, it wasn't Cody. It was his daughter, and that's what makes it poetic. Madison didn't merely strike back. She shattered the illusion. She took Sister Wives from a television empire to a cautionary tale about what happens when you construct your family out of lies, about what happens when control becomes more important than love, about how sometimes the person who says the least in the room is the loudest voice in the world. And as for Cody Brown, the patriarch, the showman, the self-proclaimed leader, his reign did not come to a close with applause. It came to a close with silence. A silence that spoke louder than any camera ever could. Because in the end, truth doesn't require a script.